Hi guys, welcome to your first session of DI. Spoilers ahead, we are going to do DI questions and we are also going to do basic DI concepts. So this will be a slightly content heavy session guys. I would really recommend that you absorb, pause, make notes and then you go on further. Okay? So great, with that let's just start off with who am I? Hi, I'm Munira Lokhandwala, a serial 100 percentiler in CAT and a 99 percentiler in GMAT. I also have a CAT verbal book published by Wiley and available on Amazon. Not only this, I have scored 100 percentile in verbal, 100 percentile in mathematics, and 99.99 percentile in DI. So yeah, today we are going to do DI. You can find me on Unacademy. Go to the Play Store, search for the app, install it, go for the Plus CAT courses, get subscription. You can decide which subscription to go for. I can talk about it towards the end again. You can use my code Munira10 to get 10% discount. So great, let's first of all continue with the puzzle that I gave you all in the last session, that you have a 4-digit perfect square such that the first 2 digits are a perfect square and the last 2 digits are also a perfect square. Okay, so you have let's say I'm just writing ABCD so that we understand this itself is a perfect square. And then AB is also a perfect square and CD is also a perfect square, right? So what can AB be? It can be 16 something because 16, right? 09 is not a 4-digit number. The smallest perfect square, that is a 2-digit number, is 16, and then you have 25 and then you have 36, 49, 64, 81. You don't need to come here. What you first need to realize is that 1600 is 40 square. So if I want these two numbers to also be a perfect square, then I'll be looking at 41 square, 42 square, something like that, right? Similarly, 2500 is 50 square. Now, if I already know the square of a particular number, how do I find the square of the next number, right? So if I look at the building of blocks, the first number, right, is 1 square. Then you add 3 numbers to it and then you get 2 square, which is the next square, right? After 1 you have 2 square, 4. You add another 5 numbers to it and you get 3 square. So the point of this is that starting from a particular square, if I add a to it, right, which is this. So if I start with, let's say, 2 and I add a to it, another 2 blocks, and then I add a plus 1 to it, right, I get the next perfect square. So using this from 40 square, if I want the next perfect square, 41 square, I just need to add 1600 plus 40 plus 41, which works out 1681. 16 perfect square, 81 perfect square, and this whole thing is 41 square. But as soon as you go higher, you will see that once you have 50 square already, 51 square means you will move to an extra 101, right? From 50 square, if I want 51 square, I will have to add 101 and I will lose the first 2 digits being a perfect square. This is no longer a perfect square. So you don't even need to check further. This is going to happen all the time. You're going to lose this digit when you add for the next number, right? So your only possible answer is 1681 at 40 square, right? So guys, I hope you learned one extra thing today about how to find the perfect square of the next number given the previous number. And now we will move on to data interpretation. So, before we go on to questions, there are 2 concepts that I want to start off with. First is, how do you deal with fractions to decimals, right? And again, guys, let me remind you, okay, of course, CAT has the calculator. We don't need to do any of this. You have a calculator, you can just use it, right? But there are 2 problems. Problem 1, the calculator takes time. So if I have to compare 4 fractions, for example, which is the year which has the highest percentage change? So I'll be looking at 4 fractions. I will take time to put those numbers, and then every fraction I put in, I'll have to write down the value, cut some, keep some. That takes time. Okay, that's one problem. Second is, only the CAT has the calculator right now. The other exams do not. So it is just best to study as if there is no calculator. Okay, And then if there is a calculator, for some questions we'll see the calculator will be faster, and I would recommend the calculator if it is around. But if it is not, what do you do, right? So you should be equipped to deal with questions, difficult calculations, even without a calculator, okay? And that's what we'll do now. So how do you deal with fractions? So what we are going to do, right, is not just half or 1 by 11. I want you all to know all of them. So I don't just want you all to know 1 by 11. I want you all to know 2 by 11, 3 by 11, ending with 10 by 11. This is what I want to finish today, right, before we move on to the next slide. So how do we do that? Let's start off. It's very easy in the beginning. What is half? Haha, we all know. 0.5. I hope you know this. Okay, guys. I don't want students saying, ma'am, what is half? Okay, so half is 0.5. And guys, this relationship holds all the time. So if half is 0.5, I can put 5 down, put 2 up. 1 by 5 will be 0.2. Okay, so we'll come to 1 by 5 a little later. So half we are done with. What is 1 by 3? It is 0.33 recurring, which means 1 by 33 is 0.03 recurring. So this relationship also holds. What is terminating remains terminating. What is recurring remains recurring. Okay. So 1 by 3 we know. What is 2 by 3? 2 by 3 is 0.66 or it's 66 recurring. So usually you will see it shortened as 0.67. If you have to shorten it, guys, please keep it as 0.67. Don't do 0.66. Okay. Great. We are on easy ground. What is 1 by 4? 0.25. Right? What is 1 by 25? 0.04. So this relationship, guys, remember, it's an easy way to pick up. Right? This is 0.4, this is 25, you can interchange. So that's why, because of this relationship, if I have to multiply a number by 25, it is easier to just divide by 4. So let's say if I want to find out 27 into 25. This is a bad example. I would just see this as 26 square minus 1, which is 675. So we can check with this, right? So yeah, how do I do this? I just divide 27 by 4. So 24 is 6 up. And then I'm left with 3, which is, 0.75, 675, forget the point, answer is 675, okay. So, when I have to multiply by 25, it's easier to divide by 4. And when I have to divide by 25, it's just easier to multiply by 4. So, if I have to find out, for example, 27 by 25, I'll just multiply 27 by 4. It is 108, and this is going to be 1.08. Okay, so 1 by 4 I know. What is 2 by 4? I do not need to know 2 by 4, guys, because I know half. So don't read 2 by 4 as something special. We know that fellow is half, right? Come back to 3 by 4. What is 3 by 4? It is 0.75. So 0.25, 0.75, we are done with the 4s. That's awesome. Now we move on to 5. 5 is very easy. It's multiples of 0.2. So 1 by 5 is 0.2, 2 by 5 is 0.4, right? And we have covered this a little bit in percentages. So this is no big deal. 0.6. But guys, see, I want you all to know this. It's like knowing your name, right? You should not have to think. Somebody says 3 by 5, you should say, oh yeah, 0.6. Tell me something new. It should be like that. Okay? So 1 by 5 is no big deal. What about 1 by 6? So 1 by 6, you need to remember only 2 things. What is 1 by 6? First, it's 16.66 recurring, or you can say 16.67. I'm sorry, writing this as a percentage, it should be like this, right? 0.66, right? I don't need to know 2 by 6 because it's 1 by 3. We know this. I don't need to know 3 by 6 because it is half. I don't need to know 4 by 6 because that is 2 by 3. So I don't need to know any of this. For 6, I just need to know 1 by 6 and I need to know 5 by 6. So what is 5 by 6? 5 by 6 is nothing but 0.833 recurring. Okay, so these are the 2 things we need to know for 6. And now we move on to 1 by 7 that I particularly like. I think 1 by 7, our good unique fellow, deserves a new slide. Okay, why is this? Okay, yeah. So I want you all to become nostalgic and go back to your school life and think about your teacher teaching you recurring digits for the first time. How in God's world do these digits recur? So your teacher would most probably have started with telling you to find out 1 by 7. So guys, bear with me. I know this is tedious. You must be wondering why we are doing this, but just bear with me. All of you just write down 1 by 7 till it recurs. So 10 minus 3. This is, यहाँ से I'm going to write it on the side 1, okay? And what am I doing? 7, yeah. So I'm left with 3. 30 minus 28, which is 2. यहाँ पे I get 4, right? 20 minus 14, which is 6. Here I'll write 2. And then 60 minus 56, which is nothing but 4. And this is where I get 8. 40 minus 35 is 5, right? And you get 5 here also. And 49 and 1. Lo and behold, you get 1 back. So, 1 by 7. Let me just get this pen. Yeah. 1 by 7 is 0.142857. And guys, there are questions that have been asked on this number. It's a cyclic number, okay? So not just for DI, this number is important for your number theory also. So there's no harm in knowing this number. Just 142857, you should know it. 142857, okay? Interesting way you can get it. I don't know. Yeah, let's do it here. So 14 का डबल है 28, no problem. 28 का डबल है 56, no problem. 56 का डबल है 112, तो 1 इधर आएगा, 12 इधर आएगा. 112 का डबल है 224, and if you just add up, right, you get your 142857. So this is some, I mean, there is logic behind it. See guys, there is no magic in maths. Okay, there is logic behind it. This people would like to say it's Vedic maths, but it's basically just number theory. And we can talk about it some other time. But coming back to this 0.142857, why did I get you all to do all this, right? Don't hate me, guys. The point is that because this is a recurring thing, you just keep going in circles and circles and circles. If you have to find 2 by 7, you don't have to go anywhere else. Think about it. Pause here and tell me how can you use this whole thing, right? This whole division to find out 2 by 7. Pause it, okay? You can just find 2 by 7 by starting from here. So what is 2 by 7? You just start from here. So you get 2, 8, 5, 7, 1, 4. Right? So 2 by 7 is 2, 8, 5, 7, 1, 4. Recurring and a point somewhere. 3 by 7. You don't need to go anywhere else. Just come here, start from 3. It is 4, 2, 8, 5, 7, 1. Right? All of, once you know this 1, 7, no? See, that's why. Just remember this 6-digit number and you know all the 7s. Okay. What is 4 by 7? So you start from 40. So it's 0.571428. What is 5 by 7? You start from 50 and that is 0.714285. What is 6 by 7? You start from 60 and that is 0.857142. That's it. You know all the 7s. You just know this one number and you know all the 7s, right? So great. We know the 7s. Now let's go to 8. What is 1 by 8? So 0.125. So, I just want to get your mind onto an interesting observation here. When we are doing 1 by 2, which is 2 raised to 1, I got 5 raised to 1 in one digit after the decimal. Then, when you are doing 1 by 4, which is 2 square, I'll get 5 square in 2 digits. You do 1 by 2 cube and you get 0.125 in 3 digits. So you see, everything is connected. There is a conspiracy, I'm telling you. Okay, so 1 by 8 is 0.125. Do I need to know 2 by 8? No, I know 1 by 4. So I don't need to know 2 by 8. I don't need to know 4 by 8. I don't need to know 6 by 8. I need to know this 0.375. 5 by 8 is 0.625. And 7 by 8 is 0.875. And guys, this is all these things, Every second counts, right? You see a question that says 87.5% of something, and you know that the answer has to have a 7 because you see the 7 in 87.5. So I want you all guys, really, don't take this lightly. You all should know these fractions like this. When you go ahead and do your job and you are working also, somebody spews a number, you spew a number back, right? So these things are important. Please don't take this lightly. We know all the 8s. Let's move to the 9. 9 and 11, very easy. Okay. See, the toughest chat we have met till now is 7. Everything else is very easy. Why are 9 and 11 easy? Because 1 by 9 is 11 and 1 by 11 is 9. So sweet, they are a couple, right? So if I have to find out what is 5 by 9, I will just do what is 5 into 11. It's 55, so it's 0.55. And what is the, let's say, 7 by 11. So I'll just do 7 into 9, which is 63, so it's 0.6363. So, you know, I just need to know multiples of 11 and 9, and I can know all the 9s and all the 11s, right? What about 1 by 10, guys? Don't make me do this. Right? We know what 1 by 10, what 2 by 10, right? We know the 10s. So, abhi tak we have done all the 11s. Yahoo! I think you should pause here, make some notes, do 1 by 7, it's good fun, okay? And now we will move on to the later numbers. So let's talk about 1 by 12 to 1 by 20. I'd like it if you all take some time and do 1 by 13. Okay, it's not important. It is just something that you do if you have the time. So if you're looking at CAT 2021, I would recommend do 1 by 13 because it gives you two cyclical chains of 6-digit numbers each. And once you do 1 by 13, you will realize what a nice boy 7 is. Okay, so I'm not going to do 1 by 13 right now. Maybe I'll do it when we start our 2021 batch, but we are not doing 1 by 13 right now. What we are going to do in these decimals, right, is we are going to focus on these numbers, 1 by 12, 1 by 14, 1 by 16, etc. So, how do we do 1 by 12? Now, like when we were doing 1 by 6, right, we didn't have to do a lot of 6. We just had to do 1 by 6 and we had to do 5 by 6 because, you know, we already knew everything else. Similarly, 1 by 12 may say, I just need to know 1 by 12, 5 by 12, right? And I need to know 7 by 12 and 11 by 12 because all the other 12s are dealt with, right? 2 by 12, 1 by 6, 3 by 12, 1 by 4, 4 by 12, 1 by 3, etc., etc. So I just need to know these 4. Maybe we could by heart this, but we won't do that. What we'll do is we'll come up with a nice technique that works for a lot of numbers. So let's say I have to find out 7 by 12. How will I do it? Okay. So just multiply both numerator and denominator by 5. So you get 35 by 60. Right? It's the same thing. They're the same number. These two numbers are the same. Right? Now once you get 35 by 60, I know what to do with the 6. I know all the 6s inside out. And 0 is never a problem. So finding this will not be a problem. Okay. So how do I find it? I say it's 30 plus 5 divided by 60. So for the first, let's focus on 6. We can just do the 1 by 10 later. Okay. So this is 5 and 5 by 6 is, you know, 0.833. So this is what you will get, 5.83. Right? So we just say 30 by 6 is 5 integral and then 5 by 6 is a fraction. So 0.833. And now I have to divide by 10. So this whole thing turns out to be 0.7 by 12, right? Not 1 by 12. 0.583 recurring. Now the reason I like this method is using this, everything, all the even numbers become easy. I can easily deal with 14 because I just multiply by 5 becomes 7, right? 70. I can deal with 16, I can deal with 18, I can deal with 20 also like this. Multiply by 5 becomes 100 in the denominator and we know what to do with 10. So a lot of these numbers, you know, in the later teens, whatever, they become easy. And let's do 1 or 2 examples so that we become comfortable with this, right? Let's say I have to find out 13 by 18. What do I do? Multiply by 5, 65. And of course, we are writing, but you really don't need to write all this. You just try, guys, and write less, okay? Do it in your mind. So 65 by 9 is 63 plus 2. This whole thing is 7.222, right? So 7.22, and now we get the 10 in, and that is 0.722. Recurring. Right? Okay. Let's take one last example so that we are clearly on top of it. How about 9 by 16? So multiply by 5, that's 45 by 80. We'll do 45 by 8, right? So that's 40 plus 5. That is 5.625, and you get the 10 in the end. So that's 0.5625. Great. So we have dealt with already 11 we did, then 12, 14, 16, 18, and even 20. Now we are left with 13, which you have to do. 17 and 19 will give you cyclic numbers, 16-digit cyclic numbers, and really they're outside our purview. You don't have to deal with those numbers in the CAT. One number is left, 1 by 15. What do you do? Think about it. Pause the video here. Tell me, how would you deal with 1 by 15? You just multiply by 2. So let's say you have to find out 7 by 15. Multiply by 2. You are left with 14 by 30. 3 is not a problem. 14 by 3 is 4.66, and then the 10, so 0.466. Right? Great. So we are done with decimals. Now we look at how to approximately divide. So we are going to look at two techniques. The first one, we are going to look at the normal, very common 10%, 1% routine. And then we look at something better. Okay. So let's say I have to find out 347 or 583. Okay. How will I do this? So I will say that 583 is 100%, or it's 1. 58.3 is 0.1. Right? So we are now just going to continue with this. So how many 58.3s are there? Okay, you'll have to find that out. So it's 58.3. I can see approximately that, this is close to 360 and this is close to 60. So I'll just find out 6 and I'll work with the difference. Right? So it's 8 and then 9 and then 4. You can see why I don't. 349.8. Okay. So this is close to 60, and then how much away is it from it? It is 2.8 less. So here we say, okay, 5.83 is 0.01, and half of that, 2.9 approximately, is 0.05, right? So this hence will be 0.595 because it is 0.6 that we got initially minus 0.0. Okay, so you'll get 0.595. So here we are working with what is 0.1, what is 0.01, and then what is 0.05, because I already got 2.8, so that's why I was looking at 0.05 in particular. Right? Let's look at another example. Let's say we are working with, and you can check the answer, right? How close it is to this number, right, on the calculator. Let's pick up another number. Let's say you have something bigger now. 794 divided by 1240. No, it's again close to 0.6. Let's keep it 1532. Yeah, okay. So again, 0.1 is 153, 0.2, and then we can just find 0.5. This is close to 750, right? So if you just multiply this with 0.5, or you can just find half by just dividing this by 2. So you get 750 plus 16, 766 is half. Okay, how much away is this from half? So you say, okay, 66 and 94 is 28 away, right? 96 and 66 would be 30 away, so this is 28 away. Now 153.2 is 0.1, right? 28 is close to 1/6 of this, like 25 and 150. You can see this relationship. It's close to 1/6, which is 16.66 or 0.166, right? And a little more than that. So we'll take this as 0.17, 0.017. And we'll subtract it from 0.5. Sorry, we'll add it, right? Because there's an extra 28. So you'll get 0.517. Right? So this is one method where you just work with what is 0.1, what is 0.01, and you multiply, add, etc. I am not particularly fond of this method because you have to do a lot of multiplication, divisions, fine tuning, right? Let's look at another method which is slightly better than this. What were the numbers we were working with? 794, 1532 and 347. Okay. So let's go back to the first question, which was 347 over 583. Now what I like, right? See, why is our division difficult? Because of this monster here. I don't want this monster, right? We want good looking, handsome number, right? So how will we make this handsome? Let's add 17. Now the thing is, if I add 17 here, I cannot let this guy stay as it is. The number will change. I have to add something on top also for this whole ratio to stay as it is. So if I'm adding 17 in the denominator, it's some approximate, right? Don't go too deep in it. Approximately, I can see 3/5, right? So this is close to 60%. 6 into 17 is 102. So I'll add 10 on top. So this becomes 357 over 600. So guys, again, let me repeat what we are doing. I want to make this a nice number that I can do by adding 17. If I leave this untouched, the value of the fraction will change. So I'll add a proportionate number on top. Very upar se, right? Because see, you are making very small change. The big number you are keeping 347 as it is. Only iska addition is the one that is approximated. This is not approximated. So you add 10, this becomes 357. Now you divide by 6. 360 is 60s, and then 3/6 is another 0.5 less. So that's 59.5% or 0.595. Okay. So you see, we have got the same answer. Coming back to our second number, it was 794 over 1532. Let's subtract 32. Right, and this is very close to half, so we should subtract 16 from top. And what do we get? We get 778 divided by 1500. How much is this? This comes out to around. This is difficult. Multiply by 2. Right? So you get 1528. So 1556 divided by 3. Right? That works out to close to 5.52 as a percentage. So that was 0.517. You're getting 0.52. Right? This sort of approximation will definitely work for your XAT. So this is faster, right? And it is not too many multiplications. You just have to do one small approximation here and your answer will be very close to the actual answer. Great. So let's start off with questions now. As I always keep maintaining, guys, I start off with questions straight away. I want you all to pause the video, right? Understand the data set, solve the question, and then look at the video solutions. Okay? We are going to start off with simple questions, right? And then we'll move on to complicated questions as we go further into DI. So first, you have this table, right? Where you have processed food exports given for 2017, total exports given for 2017, and you have the processed over total as a percentage. So potentially you can find Z because 6.7% is given to you, right? And then once you have Z and you have these growth rates. So 2016 but 28% growth gave you this number, then 18% growth gave you this number, right? And once you have these two numbers, you can find Y. So potentially you can find all elements in this table. This is the breakup of the processed food exports. It's the same for both the years. So we have understood the data, right? This is the processed food exports. ये breakup जो है इसका है. Okay? Why have you on the second question? Okay, yeah, sorry, first question. Right. So first question is, what was the value of the total exports in 2017? So I need to find Z. So we know that 5509 is 0.67% of, 6.7% of Z. Right? So what is 67%? 67% is 2 by 3. We should know this by now. So 6.7 is nothing but 2 by 30. Okay. Right? There's a decimal point here. So this becomes 2 by 30, which means for finding Z, I just need to multiply this with 3 by 2. 30 goes on top. So guys, unless the question has some differing number of zeros, I don't bother about the zeros. I am just thinking of 3 by 2 right now. I'm not thinking whether it is 30 by 2, 300 by 2, right? Or, 1.5 or anything. I'm just thinking of these numbers. Okay, I want to find the number. I don't want to find how many zeros because I can see the options. Okay. So, 5500 पे 1.5 करना है तो इसका आधा करो और add करो, right? So 2750. Some of us may know that it's 8250. So you want an answer very close to that. So this is your answer. 82224. This is too high. All these numbers are just too far away. Right? So you want an answer close to 8250. This is the only answer. Great. Let's move on to the second question. What was the value of the total exports in 2016? So you want to find out Z. You found out Z, now you have to find out X, sorry. Right? Okay. So Z we have found out is 82 something. We know this exactly now. Right? And how did we get this number? It is 1.8 times X. X पे 18% का growth हुआ. So there was an increase of 18%. See guys, this is the reason I did percentages before I did DI. So that we are comfortable with growth and increase and everything. I know this is the first DI session, but if you are slightly uncomfortable with how did this 1.18 suddenly come from, I would recommend go and check percentages ka video so that you become comfortable with how to increase and decrease a number. So growth means as an increase. So all these options are not very close, So what I'm going to do is, I'm saying that this is approximately 1.2x. And what is 1.2? Increase of 20%. It is original plus 1 by 5, right? 20% increase means original plus 1 by 5. So I'm going to do original plus 1 by 5 and see where do I come up with a close option. So 50 अगर original है और उस पे 20% हम increase करते हैं तो वो 60,000 होता है. We don't want 60,000. We want the exports for 2017 to be 82,000. So this is out. 75 plus 20% is very high. It is 90,000. Right? 75 plus 20% is 15. 1 by 5 is 15. That's very high. So this is also out. 66 plus 20%. So 66 ka 20% is 13, 132. So 13.2, right? Or you'll add 132 here. So this comes to 794. This is too low. See, 18 है ना, 20 भी नहीं है. So 20 से I should get a number that's slightly higher. So when I go with 69681, I don't need to go for it now. I've checked the remaining, so this has to be the answer. But if I look at 70, for example, instead of 69, I said 70,000 plus 20% will make it 84. That makes sense because 69 को भी मैंने 70 किया, 18% also I made 20. So the answer has to be a little more than 82. So 84 is more. So this is our answer, the second option. Right? Great. Let's look at the third question. What is the percentage contribution of frozen meats to the total export? So I already know processed is 5509. Uska agar I find out 13.4, then I divide by total. Oh my god, this is horrendous. Does anybody feel like vomiting? Anyway, no, we'll not do this. Okay. Half of the work is already done. I already know processed over total is 6.7%. I already know this. So to find frozen over total, I just need to multiply this with 13.4%. So instead of multiplying 6.7 with 13.4, I'll multiply 13.4 with 6.7. What is 6.7? In some sense, it's 2 by 3. So if I have 2 by 3 into 13.5, so that's where all these multiples and all are helpful, guys, right? 13.5 into 2 by 3 is 9. So I want a number very close to 9, less than that, because my 13.4 ko I have made 13.5. So that number is 0.89 as a percentage. So guys, if you see, right, I hate getting into number of zeros. So you will see, array, what is this, ma'am? Ye percent either 1% is here, 1% is here. How will they add up? I don't care. Do I have one option that is saying 0.089%, 8.9%, 0.89? If I had all this, then I would worry about the number of zeros. They are not there. There's only one. It's just about finding the right number. The number of zeros don't matter. Some options it will matter. That's when we look at it. Okay. So I'm just saying we already know 6.7. It is 2 by 3. No problem. So just multiply this number with 2 by 3. We should know it is 9. I want a number close to 9. This is my answer. Right? Great. Let's look at the fourth question now. Find the percentage of the processed food exports to the total exports in 2016. So they're saying, okay, please go ahead, bhai or behno, and find Y. Why do we find Y? Okay. No, what we'll do is, so there's a horrible way of doing it, right? We have already found Z. Okay. So we know that 5509 को, उस पे growth हुआ है, W पे of 1.28 to get this number. So we find W first by, dividing 5509 with the growth rate. Similarly, we find X by dividing 8222 by the growth rate of 1.18, and then you do W by X and you find your answer. Do you want to do all this? Might as well have some coffee, right? No, we'll not do all this. What we'll do is, again guys, we already have half of the work done. ये जो 6.7% है अपना, which is processed over total of 17, mana it is 2017. So what is processed of 2017? It is 16 ka process, sorry, into 1.28. And what is total of 2017? It is total of 16 into 1.18. So if I want to find this, I can just take this and cross multiply and I'll get it, right? So our answer is going to look like this: 6.7 into 1.18 and divided by 1.28. Right? You just cross multiply. So it's very close to 12 by 13, guys. 120 by 13, right? I just need to add 2 and 2 and the ratio is close to 1. I am not going to do too much work here. You can see options do not want us to do too much work. Right? So 12 by 13, I know 6.5 into 12 by 13. 65 is a multiple of 13, right? Is 6. So ये थोड़ा 6 से बड़ा होगा. That's it. 6.17. Right? We are done. Great. Fifth question. Total exports for 2015. So now we are going 1 year back. Is 27,300. And you need to find 7.3% of that. So this question I would really recommend, if it's a CAT, just use the calculator. There's no really... See, the other questions that we did, right, with the techniques that we used, we saved time. We were faster in some questions than the calculator. Right? Because if you just go back here and you say, if you have to do all this maths on the calculator, you will take more time. Instead, if you just work with 6.7 into 12.13, that will be faster, guys. Okay. But here, whatever we do, we are not going to save time. So if you are, it's the actual CAT, guys, use the calculator. If not, if it's some other exam, then you'll have to find it. So one way of finding is to just, again work with the 273 is 1%, right? That philosophy, and multiply by 7. So you get 27 into 7 is nothing but 189, right? And then 3 into 7 is 21. So you are left with 1911. So you already got this. Okay. Now I have to find 0.1%. 0.1% is 27.3. 0.3% is 81.9. Add 81 here and you get your answer. Right? So your answer is 1992 something. So this is your answer. So it's not so bad also if you solve it, guys, but believe me, the calculator here will be faster. Right? Okay. So we are going to now do a lot of total to questions. The whole point is that each of these questions you learn a lot. If you think 1 to 5 was a little dense for you guys, don't worry, just take a break. Take a break right now, pause this video, go have some tea, coffee, look at, too much screen watching. So just look out, come back, yeah. But each of these questions, guys, they are very important. They'll teach you something or the other. So I would recommend that don't leave them, okay. Try solving them and then just see our video solutions. Okay, so 2011-12, they both had the same sales. And then A increased by 30%, B increased by 12, next year 15, then 18, then 15, 30, minus 20. So first of all, you should realize that the order, that's one thing that I wanted to talk about. Order does not matter, right? So whether you first decrease by 20% or you last may decrease by 20%, it does not matter, right? So for example, if you start with 1000, first increase by 20% and then decrease by 25%, what happens? You get 1200 and then you get 900. If you do ulta, what happens? You start with 750 and then increase of 25% will take you to 900. So that's the first thing, which means that ये जो 30% increase हुआ है ना इनका कभी ना कभी, it doesn't matter, you can get rid of it. ये last का 20% increase हुआ है, you can get rid of it. So basically you want to compare कि जो A का growth हुआ है of 15, right, which is 1.15 into 1.15 and 1.12 and 1.18 for B. किसका growth ज़्यादा हुआ है? You just want to compare this. Okay, so guys, given the same sum, right, the square is the greatest area. Pop ray, where did this come from? You must be wondering. Okay, that given the same perimeter, given the same sum, the square has the maximum area. So this will be the greater number. So too much, forget it. Let's not look at it like this. इसको ऐसे ही रखो. See this as 1.15 minus 0.03 and the second number is 1.15 plus 0.03. So now you can see, right? This is nothing but 1.15 square minus 0.03 square. It has to be less than the first number. So your sales of A is greater than the sales of B. The other point, right, some of us may just add up these numbers. No, guys, the growth rate, as we know, it is not simple. If you have a growth of A and a growth of B, it is not A plus B. What is it? It is A plus B plus AB by 100. Not to forget, we have done this in percentages. So these are the 2-3 things that I wanted to talk to you all about, right? Great. Let's look at question 7. Again, this is an approximation question. You start off with 12091 and it decreases to 8421. So the decrease is of 3670. And on what is the decrease? The decrease is on 12091. Which means that if you're just looking at 1200, 3600, it's a 30% decrease and it is a little more than that. Right? It's not even if it was 121, तो ये 363 होता है. पर ये 121 से कम है and ये 363 से ज़्यादा है. So it is more than 30%. So you're looking at only one option here. So if you see options, right, you know कि I just need to find out कि वो 30% से ज़्यादा है कि कम है. If you just look at the options, then you say कि कितना. If it was less, then you say कितना कम है. But it is more, so you straight away get your answer, right? So that's what I wanted to tell you, that how you solve a question, how much you approximate depends on the options, right? So let's move on to question 8. Guys, there are just 2-3 more questions. We only have 11 questions, so please stay with me. We are doing important concepts here, as I said. Yeah. 1.01 raised to 5. This should remind you of compound interest, right? Okay. So this is like an interest of 1% for 5 years. It will be more than simple interest of 1% for 5 years. So it will be more than 1.05. It will be a little more, right? It's not going to be a lot more. It's just 5 years. It's just 1%. It's not going to increase by another 10% to become 1.055. So your answer has to be a little more than the simple interest, which is 1.051. Okay? Great. Let's look at question 9. You have to find the average of these numbers. So one way is, now imagine if you have to do it on a calci, guys, just inputting all these numbers, it's crazy. So I would say, again, if you look at options, right, is it 14? Is it more than 14? Is it very much more than 14, or is it less than 14? That's what I need to find out. So I'll just start looking with respect to 14, right? And I'm going to ignore all the decimals. So the numbers are 118, 126, etc. So I'm not going to write the numbers again. If I'm solving this runtime, first one is 22 less, then you have 14 less, right? Why is it 22 less? Because I'm saying 118 and I'm assuming an average of 140. So that's a 22 less. If all numbers are 140, then the answer would be 140. So we're just seeing how much less, how much more, and then we are just going to find the average of all the differences. So we are assuming the mean to be 140, and then we are going to find out the difference, right? If the difference is 0 totally, then that means it's 140. Okay. So minus 22, minus 14, minus 21, minus 6, plus 2, 142 we are at. Okay. So I'll just maybe write down so that you all know where we are. Actual solving, you will not do it, right? But we are doing it for our benefits. 142, and then you have minus 2, right? And then 140 is an exact 0. 156 is 16. 148 is plus 8. 168 is plus 28. Right? 157 is plus 17, and 172 is plus 32. We can clearly see it's going to be more. Right? But anyways, plus 2, minus 2, 0, these differences cancel out. 8 and 28 cancels out with minus 22, minus 14. So minus may you have minus 37 now. And plus may you have 33 and 32, 65. So you overall have a plus 28, which you divide by 12 and you have a little more than 142. So as soon as you start getting an idea, right, that's a little more than 140. You don't need to become this exact also. You can just go ahead with the option that's a little more than 140. Right? Great. What is the fourth root of 32? This is an interesting question. We will look at how to approximate square roots when we do number theory. Okay, so obviously if it's a perfect square, then there's a very quick way of finding the square root. But if it's not a perfect square, how do we approximately find the square root? So fourth root is basically finding the square root twice, right? इसको 2 बार square root निकालो तो आपको fourth root मिल जाएगा. But instead of working this hard, right, we'll just see this as 2 raised to 5. Which means that the fourth root of 2 raised to 5 is nothing but 2 raised to 4 into 2 ka fourth root. And you can get the 2 out with the fourth root of 2. So what is the square root of 2? That we should know, guys. 1.41. ये हमें आना चाहिए. And in fact, I'll give you a very, very helpful tip in CAT, right? A lot of times you'll be dealing with root 2 and in a circle. Correct? If you are working with a square in a circle, you will deal with root 2 with a circle. In this case, it's easy to see this as 7 by 5. तो वो जो pi होता है ना अपना, उसमें cancellation होता है. Okay. Anyway, coming back to this 1.41. तो अभी इसका square root निकालो. एक root निकाला और एक root निकालना है. So this is less than 1.44. Right? 1.44 का root is 1.2. So the answer has to be less than 2 into 1.2, which is 2.4. So the answer is 2.38. Can't be this less. Okay. Last question. Yahoo! I'm sure by now you all are just reeling under this barrage of so many numbers. Okay. So you have to arrange these guys. Now, first of all, you should know this. 13 by 17, 15 by 19. Which number is greater? So, I am adding 4. Sorry, I am adding 2. Right? From 13 to reach 15, I am adding 2. Number to absolute number same hai. 2 is here to down to absolute wise, I am adding the same number. But percentage wise, 2 on 13 that I am adding is greater than 2 on 17. So, this fraction has to go up. Right, because this, if I'm increasing it by some percentage, this is a greater increase percentage wise than the denominator. The numerator has increased more percentage wise, and hence overall this should be the sign. 15 by 19 should be greater than 13 by 17. So ये तो काम हो गया. Can we eliminate some options here? No worry, not at all. अब we should see कि अब क्या कर सकते हैं. So we have 7 by 9. 7 by 9 को rewrite this as 14 by 18. अभी तो सब लाइन में आ गए. 13 by 17, फिर 14 by 18 and 15 by 19. Same logic. When I add 1 year, then I add 1 year. Okay. This has to be the... So 7 by 9 has to come in the middle. This option is gone. Okay. And any other options that I can eliminate? This one, because it's 13, 15 and 7, right? These two options I can eliminate, which means now I just need to find out this relationship. So one way, of course, you can just cross multiply 13 by 17. If I want to compare with 17 by 23, just cross multiply. 17 square we know, guys, 289, and 13 into 23, I can find it as 18 square minus 25, right? Which is 299. So this is more. Right? 18 square minus 5 square. Because 13 is 18 minus 5 and then you have 18 plus 5. Right? Okay. That's one way of looking at it. Another way, and this is the way that I prefer. Okay, ये तो easily इस time हो गया. What if it doesn't happen? So you just compare them the way we compared the others. How will I reach from year to year? I will add 4 year and I will add 6 year. That's how I'll reach here, right? Now, in the numerator, I have added a number that is less than 1/3. It is less than 1/3. ना 13 का 1/3, 12 का 1/3 is 4. So 13 का तो 1/3 इससे यानी I've added something that is less than 1/3. यहाँ I'm adding something that's more than 1/3 of the number. 18 का 1/3 is 6. See, once you get comfortable, no guys, you'll do this very easily. It's very quick. So you know कि हाँ यहाँ पे I'm adding a smaller number percentage wise. यहाँ पे I'm adding a greater number percentage wise. So the value of the fraction will go down. So this is a smaller fraction than this fraction. So 17 by 23 has to come first, and this is the answer. So whichever method you use, right, you will see 17 by 23 is smaller. This 89 is smaller than 99, right? And here also, denominator is increasing more percentage wise than numerator, and hence this is smaller, right? So great, I hope you all enjoyed this session, guys. It is a very, very content heavy session, but at the same time, that means it's very, very useful for your cat. Okay. Before we move away, a bonus puzzle for you. You can see that the number of dots on opposite faces, right? If you have ever played Ludo, which nowadays people play on the phone, right? Opposite faces of a dice always add up to 7. And you have 4 regular dice stacked here. Which of the following could be the sum of the number of dots hidden between the dice? So you're looking at, I'll just draw what we want to find out, right? We are looking at this number plus this number plus this number. These 3 numbers we need to add, right? And they are not 3 numbers actually, because there are 2 numbers here, there are 2 numbers here, and there are 2 numbers here. Right? It's the bottom dice, top dice. So you have to add these 6 numbers. Let's see how you can add it. We'll discuss this puzzle when we meet again. Right? When are we meeting again? So our next session is today evening at 6 p.m. We will then discuss some LR concepts with arrangements, some questions on arrangements. We'll start it slow and steadily. And of course, you will see me in a live session where you can ask me anything on Saturday, 22nd August at 11 o'clock. I hope, guys, to see you evening also and Saturday also. You can also find me on Unacademy. You can subscribe to it. We have live classes. We have a lot of tests, a lot of live doubt solving sessions, right? So do go ahead and subscribe for Unacademy. You can use my code Munira10 to get a subscription. If you are looking at CAT 2020 only, seriously, go for 6 months to 12 months. If you're looking at 2021 also, then you can go for the 24-month thing. We will also be helping you out with GDPI and some basic management related topics. So 24 months is not going to harm you ever, right? So great. I'll see you all soon. Take care. Bye-bye. See you.